Hello, stellar people, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Trey, and welcome back to the summer study session of anatomy, where we're focusing on the torso for today's episode. And now this is mostly for, I do it just to study, but it's for, let's say, beginning artists, because I'm not going deep into the body. I'm not doing, muscles that are underneath other muscles. So we're going to keep it mostly superficial, the ones that you can see. But we are going to do some bones, torso bones. So today we're going to be doing the spine, ribs, clavicle, and scapula, which is on the back. Now for the bones of the torso, you have the spine is the scaffolding. The spine keeps us upright. It's very strong, very dense, and there are a lot of muscles, a lot of bones. There are a lot of bones in the spine. So there are 7 cervical bones. Let's turn that. Yeah, we go. There are 7 cervical bones, which are up near your cranium, going down towards your neck. There are 12 thoracic, and then there are 5 lumbar bones right before you get to the pelvic bones. And those make up your spine. And your spine has cartilage in between each individual bone to help keep you, keep your mobility up. You can bend, twist. And another key component of the torso bones are the rib cage. The rib cage, it protects, it's like an outer covering for your inner bits that are very vital, like your heart, your lungs, which are very, very important to keeping you alive. So it has that bit of extra protection, the rib cage. And for the rib cage, there's a number of 12 of them. Now 7 are true ribs, and those ones connect to the sternum right here. The sternum is the flat bone right in the center that protects your heart, and it connects the 2 sides of your rib cage. But also from that, there are 8 through 10 of your rib cage. If 7 are the true rib cage, 8 through 10 connect, but with cartilage, to the sternum. Right? So they just come down and connect to the sternum. And then there are 11 and 12. Numbers 11 and 12 float. They don't connect to the sternum, but they give you that a little bit of extra protection. So those are the 2 major bones of the torso. But then there's also the clavicle. The clavicle bones connect from the sternum and the very top bone of the sternum. This is the manubrium, this very top bone of your sternum. And this connects to the clavicle. Clavicle bones connect to your arm and help to move your arm in all the various positions that you can move, up, down, and whatnot. And of the sternum at the lower end, there's the xiphoid process, but that's at the very bottom. So clavicle, sternum, rib cage, spine. And on the back, there is the scapula. Scapula also helps to move your arms. So the clavicle and scapula are the 2 major bones that help to move your arms, or are connected to your arms and help move. The scapula is on the back and it's a flat bone, but there is a ridge on that back called the spine of the scapula, and muscles run along it to help with the movement of the scapula and the arms. So those were the major bones. We have the spine, we have the rib cage, and then we have the scapula and the clavicle. And those are the major bones of the torso. Now, let's talk about the torso muscles. We did this in the artist boot camp. We went over the major muscles of the body, but today we're just going to focus on the torso, front and back. So let's go with the trapezius, which is this blue, I've color coded these, blue muscle, the trapezius, neck, shoulders, and part of your back, your upper back. Helps to, and you can tell it goes along the spine of the scapula. See, that's a connector for the trapezius. And all these muscles help to move your torso and your arms in many different positions and directions. So that is the trapezius. Pectoralis major is on the front. And those are your chest muscles connecting along the sternum, your clavicle, and going into your humerus bone of your arm and along the rib cage at the bottom. There's, the pectoris minor, which is underneath, but we're going for muscles that we can readily see as artists. So that if we saw a picture of a person and we need to draw that person, can identify the pectoralis major. So we're going for major muscles that we can visibly see. So we have the rectus abdominis, which is your stomach muscles, the front, and we have the six-pack, or what is commonly known as the six-pack, and that ends about where the belly button is. And from the belly button down, this part goes into your pelvic region. Serratus anterior, and that is this lightning bolt. I always call it the lightning bolt muscles on the side of your rib cage, and it kind of follows the shape of your rib cage. We have the latissimus dorsi that you can very well see on the back, and I have color coded it this bluish green, maybe it's more of a green. On the front, you can see it very minimally on the upper rib cage, but it's well seen on the back, the latissimus dorsi. And then we have the external obliques, which is a kind of a purplish color, connecting from just below your pectoralis major and connecting to your pelvic bone. And those are the major muscles of the torso. Next week, we'll be doing the arm muscles of the humerus. So the deltoid and all the muscles between that on the upper arm. And until then, I have been Trey. Take care and keep drawing. And I will see you on the next episode.